All right, all right, all right. Welcome. This is Hot Take Wrestling episode 171. I am your boy, Old Man Logan, and let's see, boom. That's not that way, That is KG. We are going to get these introductions started, and me and KG are going to talk about the week in wrestling. There is no pay per view to my knowledge this week, so this is going to probably be a quick episode, maybe about an hour. We're going to aim for an hour. Heated roundtable discussion, all that good stuff. So let me get these intros queued up, and me and KG are gonna do our best Sami Zayn KO show rendition. All right, so KG, hold on, I got you, brother.
It's the ginger whiskey assassin, the other KG. Hashtag y'all gotta chill.
All right, KG, floor is yours, baby.
I just think it's kind of messed up, man, that Maxine Dupree was on that table tapping out, and her brother didn't even bother to make the save for
Yeah, that storyline went nowhere fast. Yeah. All right. Let me get me out the way right quick.
It's Big Oos, Old Man Logan, acknowledge him.
All right, y'all. I'm going to say this like this. You know what I mean? Because it's been on my heart. And a famous man once said, I got a lot of living to do before I die. And I ain't got time to waste. And I was in the barber chair today, so that's why we got the delay. And we was on CP time. But you're in the barber chair, and he's getting that precision going, and you see all those grays. And it's just like, yeah. You're not a sprung chicken anymore, buddy. So, get busy living, get busy dying, people. Want to make sure before we get started, I ask you all to check out the playlist, man. Your boy make playlists too. They're on Apple Music. If you guys listen to Apple is your music provider, go to. It's also on Spotify. I'm making sure I get it all on all streaming DSPs so you can enjoy it. But we got Hip Hop Night Moves Volume 1 through 3, as well as R&B Night Moves Volume 1 through 3. And then we have Night Moods, Late Nights Edition. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Night Moods, Hip Hop Night Moods, has 4. So that one's the fourth one. The fourth installment of that is Hip Hop Night Moods, Heartbreak Hotel. So check them out. Make sure y'all check out all of the shows on the NMG Podcast Network. Go to NMG TV immediately. Smash that subscribe button. Smash. Like Hulk smash. And whether that Hulk be Eric Bana, Edward Norton, or what's my man name? That was the current day Hulk. Mark Ruffalo, that they supposedly fired. So we'll see if we get a new Hulk or if somebody returns. But yeah, smash the subscribe button, NMG TV. Got a lot going on. I talked to the brothers yesterday, so this is gonna be a big announcement. Let me cue up the drum roll. Let me get the drum roll going. All right. So I got together with the brothers the other day, and I got the pleasure of holding a watch party for John Cena's final match a couple months back. Well, people, it's been sitting there for a while. It's been something in the back of my head since I've done that. And I said, hey, some of the pieces may not be on the board anymore that helped to make that possible. But there's more than enough pieces here within Hot Take as well as Boulevard Ave Radio to make this move happen. And yeah, man, we will be back. Hosting. This will be our official hosting as a crew, as a collective. We're gonna host for SummerSlam. So it's more to come. It's pretty early to announce it, but I feel like announcing it right now. It's a good time to let you guys know what we're going to be doing. It'll be a Shy Urban Co production, which is going to be the name of our event. company for NMG. So Shy Urban Co presents SummerSlam. All right, Hot Take Wrestling will be hosting that. We're gonna have fun, man. So more to come with that. As far as who we're gonna have, you never know. We might have somebody there to host with us. We might have somebody there to sign some autographs. We might have vendors there to do T-shirts and all that good stuff. We're gonna give you guys more as it comes. But one thing for sure, two for certain, you will be able to watch SummerSlam with the Hot Take crew. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. Now that little bit of business is out of the way, KG, you ready to get this going, man, for the topics of the week, brother? All righty. 1 second. Let me cue it up.
And now, your week in review.
All right, KG. One last thing I forgot to say before you get started on the weekly recap. People, what we're going to do tonight, since it's just myself and KG, just want to let y'all know it may not be an episode of Hot Take After Dark. Feels a little bit under the weather. As I can tell, KG sinuses is bothering him a little bit. So I don't know if you're going to get an episode of Hot Take After Dark this week. Just want to let you know, you may get one, you may not. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it to my mans. I am also going to put the link in the chat. So if anybody wants to come and talk wrestling with us tonight and just give us a hot take, their personal hot take, what do they think about Gunther retiring these guys? What do they think about AEW? What do they think about a possible return of Vince? What do they think about the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? You guys will have that option tonight to come and talk with me and KG. But my good friend, you know what I'm saying? He's going to go ahead. He's going to tell you guys the weekly recap, as well as his wrestler of the week and female wrestler of the week picks. KG, the floor is yours, my friend.
I'm just gonna say this, man. I don't know how I feel about this whole Braun Breaker injury, man. That's why that's one of the key pieces being taken out of WrestleMania. So we don't know if Seth's gonna be back. I'm assuming Seth will be back for WrestleMania. My thing is this now who's his opponent? Do you go Bronson Reed? Do you go Logan Paul again? Because it has to be somebody from the division, obviously. They're down basically to those three. I don't think you put Austin Theory in that spot again that fast. I think you kind of got to rebuild his equity before putting him into a WrestleMania match of that caliber, should I say. You still have a match on the card, maybe in the IC title picture, or maybe two of them go after the tag titles. But that threw a huge wrench in their plans, I'm sure, because I think Braun was going to be in the upper mid card. He already is, but I think he was going to have one of the last few matches on the card on night one or two, one of the two nights. Because unless something drastic happens, I'm assuming Punk and Roman are going to close night two. More than likely, that will be the case. I do think it's interesting that they're giving Judgment Day members matches and they haven't even earned them. Like the first time, okay, Punk said he wanted to be a fighting champion, step up. Finn didn't lose on some chicanery where it was like one of those things where outside interference or Judgment Day showed up and distracted him. And he told him to stay in the back. And not that Finn doesn't deserve his foul, but I'm a little bit surprised they went back with their rematch, just from the standpoint that Finn did lose clean, so you would think he would go to the back of the line. That being said, though, he gives Punk more so than anything a match in his hometown. I think that was really the main goal too, though, because I feel like you don't normally get the title defended once that person already picks who they want to face at Mania, in that pay-per-view before Mania. But like I said, with the Chamber being in Chicago, I think they just wanted to get Punk on that card for sure. I thought they were going to hold this off, and that doesn't mean you can't do it at WrestleMania 42, but I thought AJ Lee and Becky were going to be held off until then. But it's one of those things. I think you kind of got to strike where the iron's hot too, though, because it's one of those situations, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, Braun Breaker's injury. You don't want to miss out on an opportunity to do a match that's sitting there in front of you, especially in Chicago, which is AJ's adopted home as well. So the crowd will definitely be pro AJ Lee for sure. Liv hasn't picked her WrestleMania opponent yet. I'm not surprised at it. I'm pretty sure she's going to go with Stephanie Vaquer. Or Vaquer, should I say? I don't want to butcher her name, but just because I don't think Jade makes it. She's not, because Jade's not defined as a character, whether she's facing him one lines of Jade's just looking like a runaway freight train. They got to build somebody up. It's not that she won't have backup with Roxanne or Raquel, but at the same time, I just think I don't if because we're still waiting to see if Bianca's gonna come back. I guess because I'm assuming the women's chamber is gonna be whoever Liv doesn't pick when they do that since they're doing their qualifying matches. Rhea, Lyra, and Ivanel had a hell of a triple threat on Monday. If we get a chance to go back and watch that. So they're doing that Elimination Chamber qualifying match. I know Orton qualified for the men as did LA Knight. So that's going to be to see who faces Drew McIntyre. If the rumors are true, I don't know how they get to that triple threat, though. That's my whole thing because Jacob Fatu and Cody are both in triple threat matches against each other this Friday against Sami Zayn. Which kind of sucks for one of the three of them because those are all three heavy hitters on SmackDown. You would think two of the three would already just, I'm assuming it's going to be half Raw, half SmackDown. Because right now you got 1-1, like I said, with Knight and Orton. That it's going to suck the fact that they're going to, I'm guessing maybe Trick Williams just set other spot, maybe. Because I'm pretty sure he'll be in a triple threat. I'll probably be like him, Ilya, and trying to see who else they're pushing on that SmackDown side. Maybe Shinsuke. I know he just lost, but he didn't lose clean. Unless I'm overlooking somebody right now, I'm thinking those might be the three you see or maybe Ray Phoenix, they throw him in there. Maybe get a triple threat between those to see who gets that final spot on SmackDown. But that's they haven't announced anything yet. As far as the only thing that is a little bit of a damper, I would say, is the fact that trying to build towards the chamber now, you don't have any feuds in the tag team division for the women's tag title. That's the only thing about that. So that kind of takes away. So maybe in the future they should probably think about possibly building towards, more so WrestleMania. That's still in the back. It's almost not really on the back burner, but more on the lines of with Rhea qualifying. That the titles are not going to be defended unless she pulls double duty, which doesn't really make sense because the Chamber is such a long match. And I know Rhea's not going to go out early. I'm pretty sure she'll probably be one of the final 2 or 3 in that Chamber. So, not sure why they put the title on Ciampa just to take it off of him. I think he's had it. What he had it a week? Not even a week. 4 days.
Yeah, he had it 2 weeks, didn't he?
He won it on Collision, which is Saturday. So he had a week and a half.
Was this week 2? This was week 2, right?
He won it on Collision, so he had a week and a half. He won it on
Collision. So yeah, week and a half. The TK booking begins, man. Like you saw all of the slights, and I'm not saying that to take a shot at AEW, because the match was a great match he just had.
I understand that.
Yeah, but for them to play hot potato with that particular title, it's like, and him just getting there already kind of doing the job, so to speak. If you wanted to make that go to Revolution maybe and have him lose in the ladder match that they just
or something like that, yeah,
that would have been perfectly fine because all right, he got it and he kept it all the way up to a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Unless you just don't have any other, like they should definitely have some plans for Tommaso Ciampa. Now that he's there, so I don't think you move him out of that picture just yet. And him being a champion, maybe. They don't do their rematches the same way WWE does, so I don't know, but I was definitely surprised. Like I said, great match, but for them to take it off of him this quickly, I was kind of shocked. I definitely was.
Well, likewise, because for one, he just came to the company too. It wasn't one of those things where he's been with their promotion for a while, and it's just like, okay, they would have reward somebody and possibly keep them from leaving the company or something. Say, hey, we got, you touched the title or something like that. But at the same time, AEW running around with more championships than Wu-Tang Clan has members or something. It's ridiculous though. Because I thought when they unified that at All In with Okada and Kenny Omega, okay, so we're gonna get this, the Continental and in the International Championship. We're going to unify it. You're going to put this as one. It's a unified side. Oh, no. Now we're going to separate them again. And then now Ricochet has a champion. The National. Why do they have so many damn championships, brother?
Because then you got to remember that, and then they're showcasing Ring of Honor too. So now you got the Ring of Honor championships on there, and you're having champion versus champion matches on there. Ring of Honor champion versus AEW champion, whatever. You know what I mean? Just They need to. They said they were gonna announce Shane shortly. I am so hoping once he gets there, they say, "Hey, Christopher Daniels is the GM of Collision. Shane McMahon is the GM of Dynamite. You split that. You do a draft. You split those titles in the middle. Now this makes some kind of sense. You know what I'm saying? Now the only place that'll be that you'll have to try to fit in there, find a puzzle piece for it is Ring of Honor. But like I said before, I think you just put Ring of Honor on YouTube, or Access Television, for example. They just lost TNA. I know it's not the best place in the world, but hey, it's a start. I'm
Right.
pretty sure Ring of Honor can fit that time block that TNA just had with no problem. It's people on there that have some bit of a following. There's others that don't, but it's a lot of people that still are Ring of Honor faithfuls that will try to watch that if it has its own home. So I don't know what the focus is there, and what TK has planned. TBS, if they wanted it to have its own show, it probably would have had its own show by now. But they also have the streaming deal going on with HBO, so it's like, okay, maybe you should put it on one of those. That could be an option. Obviously, Netflix isn't gonna. Well, Netflix just bought HBO too, so
Yeah.
there's that. They already got WWE. I don't know, but what would you, if you're Netflix? Would you have a competing brand on there as well? Because I mean, is Ring of Honor really WWE competition at this point?
I don't think it is, but at the same time, it's one of those things where if the money talks, I say pull it. I say go through with it, but at the same time, it has to be enough of a draw for Netflix to want it too, though.
Right. So that's
I
why
just,
it just kind of brings
I
me back personally. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I could see Netflix getting like Collision or something, because
Mhm.
a lot of people, if they want to stay, like the people that stay in on Saturdays, or if they want something to watch the next day or something like that, because you can't. I mean, you can record DVR stuff, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know if Ring of Honor would entice Netflix like that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think, and this is just kind of spitballing here because who are we? We just fans. But
Uh,
I think if you kind of package a deal where you make Rampage, for example, into like a recap type of show, kind of like how back in the day WWE used to have Heat, or you would cut on like Channel 26 in Chicago at like midnight, and you got like some type of a recap show with like a dark
yeah,
match that was being shown, something under that, guys, and maybe putting it on a YouTube and some type of local channel or something like that. I think that could work, just to get it some bit of a following nationally, and you kind of go from there. You know what I mean? I think TBS is satisfied. TBS TNT is satisfied with the AEW show, so I think it just needs to be a definitive split in terms of the brand. This person's on this brand, this person's on that brand. Is it a page out of WWE? Sure, but it's what needs to happen. That way you can come up with storylines, you know what I'm saying, for specific wrestlers, specific, teams and groups for that show. Who's going to be like one of the guys of this show, like one of the headliners? Who's going to be a headliner for that show? And you just got to kind of follow that formula because, like we said before, you got so many pieces in terms of people on that roster that you need to kind of just, level the playing field. So I really do hope that Shane's involvement does bring about that particular piece of change, and they just kind of build it out because AEW itself is still a growing brand. So those two need to get leveled out, Collision and Dynamite. And then we make ROH another project that we have. Yeah, it's a piece that Tony owns, but this is a side project here where we have a third GM, and that could be whoever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If you can get a returning person, or hell, you got a guy like Jeff Jarrett around. You can make Jeff Jarrett the GM. Or Sting if you make if the money right. I know he's not going to do the paint anymore, but you may be able to get him to come and do the GM job, maybe be a commentator, who knows? But you just need something there, or maybe just a ROH veteran that's maybe retired that people will be like, yeah, we want to see that person. We want to come and hear them as a commentator now. But they
No,
definitely got to figure it out. They definitely got to figure that out.
Nah, for sure. And I get to a degree they got so much talent they want to give them something tangible to have them involved in the storylines. But if they're gonna have that many championships, they have 5 singles championships for the men and the trios and the tag team. They're gonna have to truly probably start splitting that into a brand. Um, Maybe you put because Collision's already 2 hours anyway, so I'm like, you basically getting another Dynamite, so you might as well just split the talent up. And hey, or do that how they made Rampage feel special when it first started. Like you would see the world champion and stuff on their occasion.
Hmm.
Maybe just switch it up. Like if MJF is on, I mean, he could be on both shows 1 week. Maybe the next week he just on Collision, and after that, maybe he just. I think they just kind of play around with it from a standpoint, like I said, with 5 singles championships for the men. I think the women have the perfect formula. They have the mid card, which is the TBS. You got the world, and you got the tag titles. I understand the roster is thinner, but I think even WWE should be going back to that. We've said that all the time that they need to unify the men's tag team division. So um, I do think it was hilarious going after WWE though. How Judas kept getting attacked every time we tried to cut a promo on Friday. I mean, it was wild out. Happy Black History Month to Cody Raheem. He was on one, man. I think
Trying to cut a
somebody pointed,
promo.
yeah, about it. But I think somebody was on to something though about Cody. It's like there's nothing wrong with the babyface catching that title, but like and holding on to it. Like, I was shocked we got another 5 month run after he just had it for a year. Like he took it back off of Cena, which was the plan I heard. But then he kept it another 5 months. So he just had it for a year. I thought they were gonna go to another direction and make somebody else become a star and have Cena do the job to that person. I was surprised, like I said, at the moment they went back to Cody. But once they set it up for SummerSlam, I knew it was like it had to be Cody to take it off. But they were going to have Cody do the job 2 times in a row. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think in today's era, it's difficult for babyface after they had it for a year to get it back and then hold it almost another half year to keep things interesting at that too. Because I mean, granted, as wrestling fans, we have short attention spans at time. Maybe some of us just don't know how to be happy with whoever the babyface champion is, or maybe
Right.
we just enjoy the chase. But I think with Cody's character, he is better off chasing the title. I'm not saying he shouldn't ever touch it again during his tenure there, but next time maybe have a 2 3 month run. Everybody don't need these epic title runs. Like people thought Jay got screwed over. I said no, because a lot of people thought one of the Usos was actually going to win a world championship. Look at it that way.
That part.
Like,
Yeah.
so could have been a little bit longer, sure. But at the same time, they struck where the iron was hot. Jay was better chasing it too. Now, when an LA Knight or a Sammy gets it, hope if or when, we'll see what they do with it. Like I said, I'm fine. He's so over. I would rather LA Knight get it as a babyface, but I could definitely still see him having that heel run with the right opponents because the guy can talk, obviously.
Hmm.
And I don't think he ever really plays to the crowd other than his yeah thing. Like he doesn't really seem like any of his promos are. He's fluid with the promos to the point it doesn't seem like he's trying to get that cheap pop. That is his cheap pop, quote unquote, which is just his saying, his yeah. So, So solid match between the Usos and Alpha Academy. The original El Grande Americano was super over. Thank you. Or gracias, should I say? I'm pretty sure they're going to do a match versus match at WrestleMania. I'm hoping Javon Evans does get into the chamber. That way you could at least showcase him. But he was showcased already in the Rumble, but I would like to see them keep that momentum going. I know he lasted longer than anybody else in the Rumble a couple weeks ago. Obafemi
Yeah.
is yet to go to an actual brand. I got that's how we got to walk in when we do our when we host SummerSlam. We got to do the overstrut.
We got to do the overstrut.
Hey man, hey, did you hear this man the last few times he coming out? You gonna die tonight? Have you heard him? Did you hear him say that?
No.
You didn't hear that?
I didn't hear it. I got to go back and hear it now.
He
Oh,
came
wow.
out when Kip was talking about that toxic. You're gonna die tonight. Oh man, yeah. I thought, yeah, man. I could
I,
have
I,
sworn,
I,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. But it must have came past me. Yeah, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch it now. I got to check.
He just has his presence about him, though, man. He just has it so far from what I've seen. I didn't see a lot of on NXT, granted, but it is a positive too because people were talking about the aging of the superstars on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
And Oba is under 30, and I think it's been 10 years almost, give or take. Bray Wyatt was the last world champion that was under the age of 30, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken. The Oba's 27 or 28, so there's that too. I mean, they were grooming Austin Theory to be that next one. I don't know if he still is under 30. And maybe he'll be an eventual world champion, but it would be
Mm-hmm.
cool if they put that skyrocket on Oba and maybe by SummerSlam he touches one of the world titles. We've seen them do that before. You know, I mean, he was more of a, well, he wasn't that much of a, I think Sheamus was a little bit over 30. How about when Sheamus first got called up, he won the world title within the first month or two on the main roster when he came up from
Mm-hmm.
ECW. So it would be nice to see if they put that skyrocket on him. I don't know if they'll give him Brock at Mania. Um, if
Oh, I got a
they,
question for you on that once you
yeah,
finish your statement. Yeah.
I was just gonna say because now, I mean, with guys falling like flies at times, you need somebody that's gonna draw enough attention. I mean, Brock draws enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but do you go Gunther though? I mean, we know Brock's retiring at SummerSlam. Do you have to pull the trigger though with all these injuries and just do it
Oh,
now?
and see that's why I was the question I had. So to answer your question in terms of injuries, I don't. I think they're gonna try to hold off on Gunther Brock for SummerSlam. If they're just gonna continue with this career killer thing, right? That's
Yeah,
why like we had the conversation last week in terms of saying, hey, it could be Nakamura, it could be Ray, like in the midst of that, it could be Sheamus, leading up to that for WrestleMania. Like the floor is open for him for that. But for Oba, I feel like, and from what I've been reading too, they say they want to give him a monster push, big push on the main roster. So you don't want to necessarily put him on the biggest stage of them all and have him lose, but
right.
you also don't want to lose like you know uh the cash cow that you got in Brock, with Brock losing every time he appears now. So my question was gonna be, if you give Oba a WrestleMania match, do you do Oba versus Royce Keys, or do you do Oba versus Brock at WrestleMania? And how do we get there? You know what I'm saying? Either way, because I think Royce Keys is going to be formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs for people that don't know about that name just yet. I believe he's supposed to debut on NXT. So I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that exactly, but I believe he's supposed to be on NXT. So how do you get to the Powerhouse Hobbs Oba Femi match, or Powerhouse or Oba, excuse me, versus Brock at WrestleMania?
Well, I mean, if Royce Keys is beholden to or going to a main roster spot, you just simply set it up as two young, hungry guys that are trying to grab a proverbial grass ring. That's kind of how you get to that. You just who's the biggest dog in the yard, so to speak, somehow. But if you go on NXT, I don't see how you get to that because Oba just left there, so not one of those things where like you could have got there by having had Opa carry the NXT championship to the main roster and Royce Keys like costing that, and that way you could have showcased, because it's been a while since we've seen the NXT. I think it's been about 6 years since the NXT
Mm-hmm.
championship was defended at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Um, but now you can't really do that because Oba already dropped it. So and Joe Hendry has it. Um, I don't think we'll get them that. Well, that's a match down the line probably we'll see, but if he's going to NXT, I don't see any scenario how you get to that. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, because if he's going to NXT, I think a scenario maybe, and it's just kind of depends on how they're gonna push him down there, I think the scenario ends up being him versus Joe Hendry, like you just mentioned,
Yeah,
especially now that he's the champion. Because I'll be honest, I don't see them utilizing Joe Hendry down there too long. Like I think he'll be a transitional champion oh shit, I almost said TNA, which is where he came from, but I think he'll be an NXT transitional champion and you'll see him get called up shortly. I really don't see him having a long a year-long run with the NXT championship. Because he's already made appearance at the Royal Rumble. He's had a match at WrestleMania. So, why would you have him back down on NXT for a year? I just don't see that part taking place. But I could definitely see a scenario of Royce Keys versus Joe Hendry in whatever NXT event takes place that weekend of WrestleMania. For
I
sure,
think it's
for that
stand
title.
and deliver.
Yeah, so I could see that scenario happening. But I was just within going and watching stuff on the internet and getting a little bit of news for us to talk about on the show. I came across that, and that was an interesting scenario. Also saw that in our Hot Take community chat on Facebook. So, people, if you're on Facebook, you want to join our community chat, Hot Take community chat, search that in the groups and send an ad, man. Send a request rather. And if you're real, you're not a bot, we'll definitely add you. It's a growing community, and we want people to come talk wrestling. And I think you'll have a good time. KG, the other scenario I wanted to touch back on what you were talking about with the injury now on Braun Breaker and possibly that halting the return of Seth Rollins, because as we've discussed and as everybody pretty much thought this was going to be the game plan, it was going to be Braun versus a return of Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. With this new injury, Braun basically pulling the Goldberg and injuring himself, it's just kind of like, okay, where do we go from here? I really felt like he had injured himself though during the CM Punk match on was it New Year's?
It was the first Raw. It was like
the first Raw of the New Year, and he tried to do that. Was that the Hurricane Rana in the
yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
that didn't go well at all. Landed right on his head. And then they said he gave himself a hernia, flipping over the table last week. So just not.
Oh, that's his body. Oh wow.
Yeah. They said it happened with him flipping that table over. Because that table doesn't look the smallest of tables, bro. Like it looked like.
Well, and they reinforce it too.
Yeah.
They said so that it doesn't break as often when they do those table spots. They always say it's a reinforced table, like almost every other week or something.
Mm-hmm. And these are some, for lack of a better term, these are some big beefy dudes. So, those tables are definitely taking a lot of wear and tear, from having guys get power bombed and choke slammed onto them, or all kind of moves happening. So they definitely have to reinforce it to make sure that it lasts as long as it can, I guess, during the programming. So if you're in charge, right, and in that particular scenario, would you still have Seth Rollins return? Because I'll probably still have him return, because before the Vision thing really took off, we had that feud that was kind of going on between him and Bronson Reed. And I think that would be a worthy substitute if we're obviously not going to get Braun Breaker at Mania.
Yeah.
I think that's how you capitalize. But like you said, and this would be very interesting, I think you could go the Logan Paul route and have Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins, especially, with this injury now, sidelining Braun Breaker. So I think you still have Seth return. It's just, you got two pieces. I would linger away from Austin Theory, because it does look like something you referenced a while back, that it looks like Seth is going to be coming back with another group. I don't think whoever attacked Austin Theory on Monday was Seth Rollins. I think that was another person for a new vision, so to speak.
Retribution got to be stopped.
Yeah. So I think this is who we'll see Seth Rollins return with, whoever that was that attacked Austin Theory.
Might have been
But
one of them Americanos.
I mean, it could have been. There
No, let
is
me
more
stop playing
stuff.
around.
There's
No,
more
but
for Pete Dunne to do now. Like I would much rather he become part of Seth's collective than to be Americano Grande Americano clone.
nah, but all jokes aside, the Vision might need to change their name. They're staying with a freak accident. That was Seth and now with Brian. Like Seth just doing a headbutt dive, messed his shoulder up. Brian
Mhm.
flipping the table over. They might need to chill out, man. Um, I don't think Seth is will be back by then. Well, he probably could be cleared, but other than Bronson, I don't think it makes sense. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with repeating WrestleMania feuds. So there was 3 years ago, I think he faced Logan. Yeah, that was WrestleMania 39.
Mhm.
So, but I do think they're also trying to. Like I said, I got either Logan. I hate to sound like I'm beating a dead horse. I either got Logan or Dominic win Money in the Bank. So, uh, well, because the original plan was messed up. Because really, before Seth got it was supposed to be Seth and Roman. That
Mhm.
was the original plan for the World Championship at Mania, and it was supposed to be Punk and Cody. That's what I heard. But can't go on what ifs. But new stable. If they do that and they're going after the Vision, I was trying to think. Do you call talent up from NXT? Do you go with veterans? They ain't really been on television that often. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to see what direction they go with that. Trying to think of someone we haven't really seen on TV in a while that they might want to push at least, or put them in that space where the plan isn't necessarily to elevate them to a higher status than upper mid card. You got honestly, I'll be honest, I ain't know he's still with the company, Apollo Crews. I ain't saying he should be in the stable. I'm just I ain't know he was still with the company, so they showed him backstage at SmackDown. Um,
Right.
I'm just trying to think. He ain't been doing. They ain't been doing nothing with him. I was gonna say Taz, but there still is a level up though. If you're alongside a
Mhm.
WrestleMania, a multi-time WrestleMania main eventer to be in that stable, so you can go Taz with one. I don't know if you put Dawkins in there, but
I mean, let's think about that for a second. Though, if we
you
wanted to like
could.
try to capitalize on that, because we've said it, a lot of other people said it too. It was obvious that was Tez. You know what I'm saying in Survivor Series in the ring in the cage, right? The way he scaled that fence, you know, he just the stature of him, and then some people like caught like an actual glimpse of his face, like he had the Lapu Shiesty on, but you saw it was him.
It was
So
Drake.
kind of bring that full circle. Could you do a scenario where you put Seth Rollins and the Street Profits together? You know, what was his fame? The Second City Saint. What was his? No, that was CM Punk. What was he called? The Monday Night Messiah. You put the Monday Night Messiah with the Street Profits, or Buddy Murphy. I mean, when is Buddy Murphy contract up with AEW? Because I haven't seen him on AEW in a while.
He's injured, I think, but I don't
Oh,
know
he's
about his
injured.
contract
Okay.
status. I don't know about any of these people's contract status. Some of these people, like I said, when their contracts expire, they can show up the next night on television if they have something for them. It's just when they're released, they got that 90-day non compete. Um, that was cool. I don't mind them peeling back the curtain when guys are gone now or retired, so to speak. That's cool that they captured that moment with AJ, so he got to say his goodbyes to get his
Mm-hmm.
flowers from the talent. Um, so I know he was on Stephanie's podcast. I'm interested in seeing this week, even though they said it was JBL or there had to be just more than one person. The veterans supposedly like kicked Miz out of the locker room. Now Miz is on Taker's podcast this week, so I'm interested in seeing. It's good. It's cool to see. Yeah, I know. But one of the OGs that was probably Hollis in the locker room, you know, it's just funny to see when guys come full circle to being accepted now amongst their
Mm-hmm.
peers and guys they probably looked up to. when they were younger wrestlers. So I'm interested in seeing what they had to talk about in this podcast. I might give it a listen real quick and go over there.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. In terms of Liv Morgan, so she has Jade and she has Stephanie Vector to choose from. Uh, is there any scenario that you could come up with where Jade picks? I mean, Liv picks Jade.
Because she's won both titles on Raw and Smack, but I don't know if it was called a women. They had a different name for it, but
Because
ah,
it becomes a little different if you have Big Mommy Cool win there. You know what I'm saying? Because then, okay, she could go either way. Raquel Rodriguez and face Jade or Stephanie. I mean, we've seen her face Stephanie already, so it would just be a rematch. But
right,
she has the size and stature to be a formidable opponent, and just comparison, apples to apples. You know what I'm saying? Jade has such a physically dominating presence,
right.
So it's just not to say that Liv can't prove to be a threat, but you obviously, it's just kind of like, okay, where are we going here with Jade? Like, you're not gonna leave her off with a WrestleMania card. So
No, for sure.
who's gonna step up to the plate? I
Well,
know they've been doing this whole thing with Jordan Grace, but I don't. Is that do you do that for WrestleMania? Like,
well,
do Jordan Grace have the cachet for that just yet?
they already announced that's the world champ. They already, and that's not to say we can't see that again. We just saw that last year with Jay and Gunther. But they said Jordan Grace getting a title shot this Friday. So
Right.
I'm just curious as to what's going on with Bianca Belair's fingers or whatever, because I ain't never seen anybody miss this much time with some broken fingers. So I don't know what's going on behind the curtains with that. I'm really
Yeah,
curious.
she said it was something with a knuckle that ain't healing properly or hasn't healed
I've
properly.
never heard of nobody broken bones in their fingers being out for a year. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think Rio probably won the chamber, and they'll probably do Rhea and Jay because they already hinted at that when Rhea was on SmackDown when she went
Mhm.
out to help Damian Priest when they faced Zelina Vega and Aleister Black. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they already kind of teased that, but they also teased Charlotte a couple times. They definitely had them do the stare down thing. I'd be shocked if Bianca's not back, which I'm assuming not because the only way for her to get to Jade is winning the chamber. So unless they do some sporadic thing where they say they do some injury angle and she takes somebody's spot, I don't think they're going to get to that. Therefore, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm thinking we're going to get Charlotte or Rhea versus Jade, which makes the most sense because they can establish her title run.
Mhm.
Um, and also they pose a physical enough of an imposing threat where a one-on-one match comes off as
Mhm.
believable against the Jade Cargill. So,
And Rhea's already tag team champion, so
right, she didn't
I
have to get the spot, but yeah, I just think it would be one of those. So
yeah.
that's a great point. Yeah, so right, I forgot that Rhea was one half of the, which I just mentioned earlier in the show, but yeah,
Unless they were gonna have her pull a double duty like night one.
no, they'll. I think they go in as champions to Mania, her and
Mhm.
Rhea, or her and Io, because they're just too over. Excuse me, right now,
Yeah, that
to
right.
not
That
go in. So I just it just over it just went over my head because like I said, I'm so accustomed to seeing people in the chamber
mhm.
focus solely on the title and slash it also that's just a WrestleMania match waiting to happen one on one because we already got robbed last year. Not robbed because that was the best match of the night or the weekend period. That triple threat. It just
Mhm.
I did. And maybe that's what was going on. Maybe Bianca already knew she was kind of injured going in, man. That's why they decided to throw a third person in there, so she didn't have to do as much. She still did her thing in there for sure. Obviously, you don't get a 5-star match like that without all three opponents or contributing something to that bout. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was saying maybe doing a night one, night two, because I don't see them taking those titles off of them anytime soon right now. Um, so you could have had her kind of a la Roman and Rock. You could have had that one night, and then her and Jade the second night,
they
or
could do
the
that.
reverse. if they were gonna do Rhea, Rhea's
Well,
definitely more than capable. But I like the scenario you put out there with Charlotte, because then let's just say they go that route, right? You can then have the story there. I don't know if you want necessarily Alexa Bliss to turn on her, but I was
that's
gonna
what I
say you
heard
could
the
have that.
plan was.
Yeah, you could have that storyline where Alexa costs Charlotte the title by helping Jade some kind of way, and there is the beginning of that feud, and then Charlotte, not Charlotte, excuse me, Jade retains it, and whenever Bianca returns, or if you want to have room for Jade to face Rhea at the next pay per view, you got the ability to do that.
No, absolutely. And then also it'll be come full circle where it'll be 5 years to the date almost that Alexa randomly turned on the Fiend in his match against Randy Orton. That was WrestleMania 37. So yeah, 5 years later type thing, and because everybody's they're planting seeds that they're gonna split them up. But we'll see, because I don't necessarily know if it's a good idea to split them up. You need tag teams that are over. They are over, especially I heard on social media. So one of those things where we don't necessarily have to split them up, but I think it will happen eventually. Well, around Mania. So
Right. Let's see. Really quickly, NXT news. Well, as I said, the Joe Henry era began Tuesday. He won the ladder match to become the new NXT champion. They got Jade Parker and Blake Monroe feuding right now. Definitely a big feud down there. It's a big deal in NXT. Jade just came back from a short hiatus away from the ring. So this is a nice little placement feud for the two of them. Let's see. Eli Knight defeated Josh Briggs in a speed tournament match. Tony D'Angelo demolished Dark State in an epic fight. So they're pushing Tony D'Angelo with a new look, kind of a new purpose going on. And then, as I stated, Joe Hendry, NXT champion, he defeated Jackson Drake in a match. Let's see. And the Vanity Project defeated Hank and Tank. The Vanity Project being from Evolve. So I don't know if you've ever caught Evolve, KG. I've been planning to watch it. It comes on Tubi, I think, on Wednesdays. So you have that on Wednesdays as well as Dynamite. So whenever you have a chance, it's on Tubi. Tubi's free. Just download that joker. And I would love to get your thoughts on Evolve. Evolve really reminds me of like old school WWE in terms of its presentation and the kind of the gimmicks that they got the guys and girls down there doing. But it's like an old school presentation to WWE meets NXT.
they got a dentist down there.
No dentist.
Oh man,
Let's see.
Isaac Yankum Osprey was down there.
No. I think we saw the last of those kind of gimmicks. And then let's see. Zaruka defeated Ren QCC. So yeah, Ruka is officially the number one contender to the NXT Women's Championship after gaining the pinfall for her team. So,
In these streets, her finisher got a whole nother meaning.
oh boy, what the street saying, KG?
Soul Snatcher.
Oh, hey, and it's a very she's a very athletic woman. She pulls that off just flawless. I've seen it happen with hiccups before too, because I watch NXT, but more times than not, it's timed. Like the timing got to be perfect, and when it's done perfect, man.
Yeah, somebody. I think I represented last week. I think someone. I forgot where I saw it. Shout out to that person. They said so. Basically, you combining Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton's finisher into one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like a swanton bomb into an RKO.
And it's pretty cool.
Speaking of pretty cool, Javon, the OG young. Did you see that cutter yet on Monday Night Raw? The timing of that,
dude. Like you talking about mashups, like, and I hate to do this, and people forgive me. Don't take this the wrong way. Like I'm getting ready to say, like he reminds me a lot of young Kofi, but when he first debuted, minus the
I get that he lost.
Yeah, that just suddenly disappeared. Like this dude's from Boston, and y'all gave him a Jamaican accent. Like y'all thought that was gonna get past us. Like, right, right. But I digress. But I see a lot of him, and I see a lot of Randy too. Like he's a very athletic dude, and like you said, the way he pulled that cutter off, like he's basically on one end of the ring, the other guy's on the other end of the ring. They both the timing again, a timing thing where the timing just has to
Right,
really
'cause they
be
could have
on
collided
time and
heads
perfect.
or anything.
Yeah, so it's just poetry in motion, as they say, for real. So
Well,
I'm
Tyler Bate is a big, strong boy, so
yeah, yeah. So I'm curious to see what they do with him too, in terms of this WrestleMania season. I meant to mention as well. Chelsea Green has a broken ankle, so I'm pretty sure she'll be out of the U.S. title picture
yeah.
pretty soon. So that'll leave an opening for I think that'll be a good sweet spot for Jordan Grace for WrestleMania. I can see that being not to say that she can't go for the women's title, but I think a nice Julia Jordan Grace feud I would be totally fine with that because you're definitely gonna get a wrestling clinic with that kind of feud.
Was
But
that
I
and
wouldn't.
then? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and I wouldn't be surprised if a Sol Ruka or somebody pops back up during WrestleMania as well, just because of their popularity. Like that's why you're seeing them getting these prominent spots, at WrestleMania, or for example, Javon Evans. They were showcasing him on Raw and on SmackDown prior to becoming an official Raw roster member. So
No, for sure. And then too, that would be a big moment for. We've seen people from TNA and NXT get their shine, but it'll be the first time that like two of the younger talents that made
mhm.
their name. Julia made her name in Japan, but still, they were. Jordan Grace definitely made her name on TNA, so it'll be a big moment. Either way, anytime you're on the wrestling card, it'll be a big moment. Well, it'll be a big moment for
Right.
TNA and NXT. It'll be one of the first times that two talents from both brands face off against each other. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But so we do actually have a match card to discuss, brother, before we get out of here.
Yeah,
And
AEW
that's
Grand
10.
Slam.
Yeah, Grand Slam is this weekend too, because I got
Yeah,
TNA No
Saturday in
Surrender.
Australia.
Okay, so let me pull up Grand Slam, or do you have the Grand Slam card pulled up
I
already?
can find the card. I am going to be of no use to TNA, but I will find that Grand Slam card. Give me a little bit.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Pulling it up because we have this TNA one that's on the 13th. So that one's on Friday.
Okay, so they got six
Uh,
matches for Grand Slam.
all right. So yeah, we can make this real quick. So Saturday, February 14th is going to be AEW's Grand Slam. TNA February 13th is going to be No Surrender. That's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee at the Pinnacle Arena. Okay,
So
you can
Jason gonna
watch
show
this.
up?
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
You get it
Might show
right.
up.
You
Yeah.
get it right. Okay. Yeah.
Key ha ha ha.
The 13th.
All
They got
right,
two
so
Friday
let's
the
just
13th in a row.
yeah. So let's just run through it real quick, KG, so we can get it out of here because No Surrender doesn't have a crazy big card either. This is 4 matches. All right, Mike Santana, a TNA champion, and Leon Slater, I believe he's still X Division champion, versus Nick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards.
They're probably gonna keep the momentum because they want Slater to stay hot because they already had him on Saturday night's main event, and then obviously Santana. I'll go with them.
Okay,
You rarely see
okay,
two champions lose
very true, very true.
unless trying to do create dissension between the two of them.
And I do think Leon has the option. Well, I know he just faced for the NXT championship, but I'm trying to remember if he has the option for the TNA championship as well. But I'm with you there. I'm going to pick Mike Santana and Leon Slater to win, even though I think this is a nice little feud that's going on. TNA Knockouts World Championship. Li Ying Lee versus Ariana Grace.
I'll just take the challenge. I told you I'm gonna say over with TNA just
Gonna go back,
because I
yeah.
don't want to.
I know. So you gotta add it into the Serato, man. You gotta get TNA in there. It's on AMC now on Thursday nights. So we just gonna, because I want to try to make sure we cover at least all of the majors as most as possible, stateside. I'm gonna go with Lee as well to retain. Well, you're going with Ariana Grace. I'm gonna go with Lee to retain. TNA International Championship. Miguel cashes in the Feast or Fired briefcase. So we're gonna have Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Trey Miguel, a returning Trey Miguel, who did originally leave with the rest of the Radicals, and not the Radicals, the Rascals, and he came back. So who you got? You going with Stacks or you going with Trey Miguel?
That was Trey Miguel.
All right, I'm there with you too as well. I'm gonna go with Trey Miguel. Then we have the Hardys, the Hardys, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch versus Order 4, which consists of Mustafa Ali, John Skyler, Jason Hotch, and Special Agent Zero with Tasha Steeles.
You can go Retribution 2026.
You know what? I picked the good guys in Santana and Slater, so I'm there with you. Order 4 for the W on that one. All right. Matter of fact, let me put a bookmark on here so I can get some wrestling news from this particular website. All right, from there we're gonna move on to AEW Grand Slam taking place in Australia. All righty, this is an AEW pay-per-view. February 14th at the Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, Australia. All right, we're just going to run the card here. MJF versus Brody King for AEW World Championship.
MJF.
Ah, man, I really want to pick Brody King here, bro. I know they just put the title on MJF. I don't see him necessarily losing it this quickly. But just everything in me. You know what? I'm going to do it. Brody King, man. Brody King. I'm going to pick Brody King.
I'm just picking MJF because I think Darby's going to eventually dethrone him.
Yeah. All right. AEW Continental Championship. Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Did I get it right, KG?
Konosuke Takeshita.
Konosuke Takeshita.
I
was close.
I'll go Mox because he's really run the crowd back over, even though I didn't necessarily was his intent, but at the same time, I think the goal for Takeshita is to eventually make him like one of the pillars of the company, but I don't think they'll do it here. I think the next title Takeshita wins will be the world title, so I'll go with Mox.
Okay. I think your reasoning made a lot of sense here in terms of it staying with Mox. So I think I'm going to go with him as well to retain the AEW Continental Championship. The fans definitely seem to be behind him, which is funny considering he was carrying the championship around in like a garbage bag for a year? Close to a year?
About 8 months, give or take,
Yeah. So yeah, that's hilarious. But again, a guy that's been a pillar of AEW, that goes up and down the card with no problem. I get it. I get it why the fans would jump behind him with no issue. All right, let's see. Number 1 contendership match for the AEW World Championship. Winner gets a AEW World Championship match at Revolution, which is going to take place in March. Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo.
Going Cowboy because this will be leading up to a potential rubber match against MJF. He beat MJF twice clean already on very well, not clean one at a time. But he beat him twice, I think, this year. I think MJF gets his get back the next time at Revolution.
All right. I actually think they're going to do the unthinkable here, man. I think they're gonna push Andrade. I think Andrade is going to. We're gonna get the upset, man. I think we're gonna get, and not saying an upset like Andrade isn't as qualified or talented. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form, but I do think to get that fresh matchup, Andrade should get the W here. So I'm gonna go with Andrade. Not, but again, storyline wise, that pick of Hangman makes complete sense. Complete sense. Let's see. Mixed tornado match. Loser of the fall has their head shaved. We got Orange Cassidy and Timeless Tony Storm versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir.
Why go to Super Clips or Great Clips or somewhere where you could just wrestle for 20 minutes and then get a free haircut? Wheeler desperately needs his haircut, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm there with Orange Cassidy.
I mean, because he says the rest of the people they're really trying to build up Marina. Obviously, Tony is way over. Same with Orange.
Way over.
You're not gonna have either one of them walking around bald. You're not gonna, in a sense, this would be to embarrass the person who has. And Wheeler is good as a wrestler. He has go away heat right now. He's like the only one of the Death Riders who has heat to a degree, where people are actually annoyed by him. Whatever. Yeah. Take Tony and Orange.
Tony and Orange Cassidy for the W. So we'll see a haircut coming to Wheeler Yuta in Marina's way. All right. And last but certainly not least on the card, AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match. The Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bayne, Mega Bad. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford.
Meg Thee Stallion?
Ha! She could totally do that though. She should think about utilizing that.
I'll go with Babes of Wrath. Cool that Penelope is back because she had that injury and she wasn't able to participate in the tag team tournament with her full-time partner. But I think Babes of Wrath are 2 over right now. Harley is definitely one of the most improved wrestlers in the 2 promotions that I watch mostly. That I get a chance to look at. I can't say about other promotions, but yeah, I'll go Babes of Wrath. And Willow is just a gym, so can't go against Willow.
Unless somebody comes out, attacks Babes of Wrath, one of them, to catch him off guard and assist with them losing. I agree with you 110%. I'm going with them to retain here, but I definitely think there's a case that could be made for Mega Bad to take the titles off of them.
Yeah,
but I just think it's still too soon. Like you said, Willow and Harley are mega over right now, and it would totally be a disservice to the women tag team championships right now if you take it off of them.
Well, the problem too is they keep putting Megan in these spots where like eventually she should get there, and maybe they're just doing like a test run because they definitely protected her against Toni Storm because she lost on like the small package, and then I'm sure if they lose, Penelope will take the pinfall loss, but it also could be a good spot for her to finally touch the title. Maybe she doesn't need to, because I'm surprised they didn't put the TBS, but I guess Mercedes had that for a while, so you couldn't really put that on Megan. Yeah. But the way they're presenting,
1 second, brother, because we got one quick guess in here. Guy looks like he's sick, but okay, here we go.
Bro, it's been a rough ass day, boy.
I see, man. I told the people, I already told him, hey, I don't know if he's gonna do Hot Take After Dark tonight for you guys, but we'll see. So, ladies and gentlemen, wise man, I don't know if you feel like doing your spiel right now.
Man, hey, y'all done heard it before. Y'all done heard it before, man. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, because we was actually wrapping up, brother.
Oh, man, y'all wrap up? I don't never wrap up.
Ready to wrap up? Yeah, man.
I don't never wrap up.
Hey. Here you go.
I'm just saying, bro. You said it. I don't wrap up.
Wrap up the episode, my friend. That's what I was saying.
I thought y'all meant something else.
Yeah, man, because condom price is getting crazy, man.
Bro, you still buy condoms?
And occasionally,
Bro,
it's a toss up.
I'm gonna put y'all on game. Go to the health department in your area. Free condoms.
Please have your pet spayed or neutered.
I don't know if I'm.
What'd you say?
Are your pet spayed or neutered?
Wait, what? Don't make me laugh too hard, bro. Don't make me laugh too hard, bro. My stomach already been messed up. What you say, bro?
Hey, man. They told you before though, if you don't wrap up, you gotta risk diving in there, bro. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Man, and ain't nothing like that rubbing together when you in there.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. All I'm gonna say is, I was watching the movie the other night, right?
Mhm.
I had no idea. I thought Hunger Games Catching Fire was like about thirst traps being set with women with STDs or something.
KG is taking you to another level.
You kind of lost me on that one, but okay. I'm kind of there with you. I'm kind of there with you.
Nah, all jokes aside, I hope you're feeling better, man. I don't know. A lot's been going around the last month. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, bro.
it's
Junior
just,
was sick. Junior had strep.
what's going
Baby
on with
boy
strep,
was sick.
man?
Like, yeah, like there's a lot of bullshit going around. When I
Just gotta
tell
try to,
y'all,
yeah, try to your hardest. Drink your 8 bottles of water a day, man.
yeah, trying to stay hydrated. Trying to stay hydrated. But yeah, man. What did I miss tonight? I know y'all get ready to wrap up. What did I miss tonight? If I could jump in and give my 2 cents on whatever. KG, I know you typically in bed by now, bro. So if you got to jump off, I get it.
No, we normally be wrapping up right about now anyway. But we just talked about the two wrestling events that are taking place: AEW Grand Slam and
And Brian Breaker
TNA's.
hurting himself flipping over the table. I didn't
Yeah,
know he got hurt like
TNA's
that.
No Surrender.
Wait.
So those we just
So,
got out of the way. But yeah,
I
so
know. I'm
wait,
trying to.
he hurt himself by flipping the table. Wait,
he
Well,
gave himself a hernia. Yeah,
on
or it could be fake news because they could be faking us out.
oh,
But
you talking about
it's been
last week
reported.
Raw when he came
yeah.
out right after?
But you could hear them giving him instructions. They said flip it, flip it. If you listen close to the camera, you can hear them telling him to flip the table.
He did look like he was deadlifting it too. Like he doing
So
he under the Goldberg act, man. It's that tattoo.
hey, so I saw a post. I think you shared it on the Hot Take Facebook community page where you were saying the article was something along the lines of Heyman with dead weight talent. Do you think that's what's falling in now with the vision? Because they had like Curtis Axel and Ryback in the picture, and then they had Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. Do y'all think that? Do y'all think it's kind of going in that direction?
They're gonna put them in a match. They're gonna be fighting Los Americanos at WrestleMania. They keep playing around.
Yeah, true.
But to answer your question, the only person I'm disappointed in the lack of a push that they paired with Heyman was Cesaro. But they also killed his momentum because they were supposed to turn him babyface right then and there when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So the fact that they put him with another heel manager made zero sense whatsoever. I didn't really care at any point for Curtis Axel. I know they wanted great things to happen for him being the son of Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig, the late great Kurt Hennig, rest in peace. Also non-related, rest in peace, James Vanderbeek. That
Yeah.
Man, we love. Was he married to Stacy Keibler?
I don't think so. I know she was with what's called for a minute, George Clooney. But
Yeah, I remember the Clooney dating her.
I feel like a part of me feel like that was
he might
like
have
they were
been.
married.
But back to your question, Ryback was just he has to be one of the most overrated wrestlers of the last 20 some years. I never really cared for Ryback. But I don't think those guys have faltered because also the dudes he's with right now also have way more outside of Austin Theory. Logan Paul definitely has way more personality than those dudes too, though. So that's like one of those things where you pair him with Heyman, that's okay. He doesn't necessarily need a Heyman. I think Bronson Reed is developed character-wise, personality-wise, as he's been with the division. So I think those dudes will be fine. They won't fall under that act of the Ryback or the Curtis Axel because both of those dudes are pretty well, especially Curtis Axel. They're as dull as it's like watching paint dry. Listen, like.
And you know, they just kind of had fall sometimes. Like
that man made Lance Storm. That man made Lance Storm look like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, KG.
Curtis Axel.
Hey, y'all remember that gimmick that he was trying to use as like the longest running participant in the Royal Rumble because he never made it in the ring to get disqualified?
Yeah, it's still counting. It's been about what 12 years.
Wasn't they doing that for Rusev too?
Oh no, but you know what? He entered the next year and got eliminated though. So technically, that was funny.
Well,
R-Truth should have that going right now, right? This has been 7 years since Big Mama. Y'all Bay took him out.
Has that been 7 years?
Yeah. When Nia Jax took him out, and then she got in the Rumble, and she got RKO'd.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that shit was funny. He was like, "What a minute." I hope that they don't go that route, man. I can see Bronson Reed being the next one up. He needs to be the next one up.
Well, that's what we were discussing too. Said if Seth actually is coming back in time for WrestleMania, it'll probably be because I'm pretty sure the plan was Braun Breaker. It'll probably be Bronson Reed more than likely.
Yeah. No, he's not frozen. Phil, I do have a question for you real quick before we get out of here.
What you got?
Oba Femi. We were talking about WrestleMania.
Man.
And I said if you had to choose between Oba versus Royce Keys, aka Powerhouse Hobbs, or Oba Femi Brock Lesnar, which one do you do for WrestleMania?
Oba Femi and Brock. Because it's Black History Month and I don't want to see two brothers fight one another on the grand stage. I ain't going. I will tell y'all. Y'all know I don't really watch NXT. NXT for me is a little hokey. It's a little hokey. So I'm familiar with Oba Femi, but not all that familiar with Oba Femi. When I tell you Oba Femi showed up and showed out in that damn Royal Rumble, I was impressed. They had, and I don't know if this was by grand design or happenstance or what, and I know KG will appreciate this. They had Oba Femi looking like Stone Cold in Stone Cold's first Rumble. First and second Rumble, when he was throwing mugs out, getting on the turnbuckle, waiting on the clock, they had Oba Femi looking unstoppable in that joint. Then also the build-up, where Oba Femi and Brock faced off, those few times they faced off. And you even saw Brock go, I don't think Brock wants the smoke. I really don't. Oba Femi is a big M'Baku looking motherfucker. Nah, bro, I'm cool. I'm cool. That mug come with that Nigerian strut. Yeah, bro. I'm cool. I don't want no smoke.
He said we gotta do our entry like that for the watch party, SummerSlam watch parties.
Did you see how that mug came to the ring and beat up the War Raiders? It's two of them, and they not no little dudes. They not love.
I mean, he killed a line to become a man, so.
I mean, I bet you his ass did. Look, hey, I ain't trying to be funny. I don't want to offend nobody. I bet you Bafemi ass was in the Nigerian bush, and he had to kill a honey badger, or he had to kill some type of animal and bring the dead body back to the village. Something. He had to have killed a wild animal, cause bro.
And then it came back with his head doing the strut,
bro,
while holding it.
Bro, you know what's crazy? And this kind of just hit me because KG said that. Obafemi, it looked like Craven from the Spider-Man series. Imagine if Craven was black in the comic series.
Absolutely.
And you remember Craven? Craven wasn't the little Sony Marvel movie. No, Craven was.
Yeah.
Bro, shit. Hell no, bro. No. Obafemi, if they don't fumble it, he going places. I can see him being like the new Roman. I can see it.
That's a hot take.
I can see it. I can definitely see it. Who else showed out? Yo, the kid Javon Evans, man.
Just gave me two flowers, two props. Yeah.
Man, yo, this cat. Dude, did you see the shit he was doing? It's the one spot he had with him and Randy Orton. You even see Randy like, damn. Like, this is a generation of superstars that I don't think we've seen like this before. You know, I'm tired of Trick Willie coming to the ring looking like the one villain from the Powerpuff Girls that got out the limousine with the high heels on. Yeah. You remember that? What was that villain's name?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about though.
Hold
on. The meme, it's a meme out there with that.
Hold on. Powerpuff Girl villains.
Here are images.
Because you got the homie Mojo Jojo.
Characters. You can also search for specific villain names.
Yeah, and see, he right here. I don't know his name. I don't know his name, but bro, legit, Trick Williams legit come to the ring on every show looking like this villain off the Powerpuff Girls, and then be like, let's talk about it. Nah, bro, get you some men's pants. Where's Buddy name at?
Is it just him?
What
does he look like? What does he look like? He look like he's red?
No.
He got like white on.
He purple, but he got on a white suit.
He got on white. And Trick been wearing them white steppers for a minute on NXT. When he won the NXT championship, his first promo, he had them jokers on.
Well, bro, the boogeyman. Look, bro, I do not want this damn pop up.
Yeah, I know you was talking about.
Like, bro, this Rumble was actually really good. I know a lot of people kind of shitted on it.
Yeah, you're right. His name is just Boogeyman. That's it. That's funny.
Yeah. I like this Rumble. I'm looking forward to see where they're going. Shout out to Sports Center for ruining Seth Rollins' return to the Rumble. Because I think that's why they threw Gunther in there. I really think that's why they threw Gunther in there last minute. Because
No,
Gunther had him.
he was already supposed to pull double duty because he even referenced it against AJ. So he might not have been like the last one to go out, but
Yeah,
they
he
might have
sure
did.
did. He sure did when he
Yeah,
said he didn't feel like doing double duty yet.
but he might not have been the last one that entered the Rumble though. If they didn't do that, I think that was the plan though. I think they wanted people to just try to get eyes on. I was telling Logan that last week or 2 weeks ago. I said I think they just said that just to try to get people to tune in since it's basically on the ESPN app now. I think that was always the plan though. Even if Seth was cleared, was to do that spot though to set up Seth and Braun before Braun got injured.
I think that was an honest mess up, boy. I think that was an honest
Yeah.
mess
I
up.
mean, it could be wrong. I just think that's what they did that for because if Seth entered the Rumble, then I mean there was plenty of Vision members in there to try to get him eliminated, but I don't know. I think they just wanted to do that hit and run spot.
After that part, like Ryan Clark, that was Ryan Clark that did that too. Like, I think he doesn't. He obviously doesn't know how this wrestling thing works. Like, yeah,
Hey
Ryan,
man,
it's not how you do that, buddy.
Yeah, like you talking too much, bro. Shut your ass up.
hey man, you let that man live. He can't even play in Denver. He couldn't even play in Denver when because he had sickle cell. So that man gotta let that man do what he want to do. Let him live.
Who has sickle cell?
Ryan Clark.
The principal? The principal
No.
from Eastside High?
No, the guy
man.
the guy that you said spoiled Seth Rollins' return. When he's on the Steelers, he couldn't play in Denver.
That's Joe Clark's son?
I don't know. I just know because of the altitude, he couldn't play there. Every time they went in Denver, he couldn't play.
So wait, so hold up. So the dude that messed up Seth Rollins' return on ESPN, the black guy,
Yeah,
that's Joe Clark's son?
I don't know whose
No.
son he is.
No, he's not Joe Clark.
But you just said that was his name is his dad was Joe
his
Clark.
name is Ryan Clark. Not his name, not Joe Clark. His name is Ryan Clark.
But
Is it
no,
Ryan
but
Clark
his
name?
dad is Joe Clark.
Sure,
No.
why not? I know who that man's dad is.
So why you say it?
I didn't say a damn thing, sir. All I said was let that man live because Ryan Clark got sickle cell and he couldn't even play when he was in Denver.
Bro,
I said it.
I'm lost at the fact that you said that was Joe Clark's son. And you confusing me. Now I'm just lost.
KG, like, you know what?
So wait, so Eastside High is in Denver?
No.
So why y'all start talking about Denver then? What's the problem?
I said let that man live. Hey, he made mistakes with that man just fortunate to be alive because he couldn't play in Denver. Could have took him
Right,
out.
because you said he had sickle cell. How first of all, that's not something to joke with, bro. That's not cool.
I wasn't joking. He actually does have sickle cell. I said let that man live because he survived.
He got sickle cell and he buff. You can't be swole on sickle cell.
Just like Magic Johnson shouldn't have caught AIDS, right? Or age, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
You
Phil,
like he
are
shouldn't
you-
have been, like he
Listen,
shouldn't have been able
we
to
get
get
ready.
that because he was rich. I don't think it works that way just because of your status, whether
Wow.
it be physical or.
That's not true. Name one buff sickle cell person.
Ryan Clark.
No, he don't have. You said he got rid of sickle cell, bro.
I don't think he's going to get rid of sickle cell.
Anyway, Logan, what was you gonna say?
Are you doing your show tonight, sir? Because you need to tell the people if you are.
I don't know. KG trying not to laugh because he know he making fun of people with sickle cell, which I don't think is right. That's not cool, KG. Next, you gonna be laughing at people with physical handicaps that fall down.
This coming from the guy that said, "What's love got to do with this comedy?"
Bro, that movie is funny as fuck, bro. You can watch the if you watch What's Love Got to Do with It and not crack a smile, something's wrong with you.
And on that note, people, I want to thank y'all for watching High Take Wrestling Podcast. The party typically starts at 8. Today we were on CP time. I apologize. I was at the barbershop, okay? Had to get the shape up going. You know what I'm saying? My hair was out of
That's not where you said you was at.
I was totally at the barbershop. Totally. But y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to check out Hot Take Wrestling. We are on DSPs now, meaning that you can hear the audio versions of this show right here, Hot Take Wrestling. You can also hear the audio of Late Nights. And excuse me. Late Nights is not done anymore. Hot Take After Dark. But you can definitely still listen to Late Nights. It's on Apple and Spotify and all that good stuff. The Late Nights Podcast. Any of the other shows that have been produced and feature myself, the likes of KG, the likes of Phil, are on NMG TV. So you can watch us on there or you can listen to us on DSPs. That's all.
They can listen. We on ESPN? What'd you say?
No. DSPs. Digital streaming platforms.
ES what?
No, there's no E. I said DSPs.
Ain't that group? Ain't that group with Gerald Levert?
No, that was LSG.
Bro, what is you saying, bro? Because y'all,
look, man,
you and
not gonna
KG
get
been
me
on.
cussed out. KG is ready to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So.
KG look like he ready for bed.
But real quick though, Phil, real quick, tell the people of Hot Take about your movie. It's out on Tubi. Give them the name of it. Tell them all that good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here after that.
All right, y'all. I am a part of a movie called Tied Up at Work that you can watch exclusively on Tubi. Writer and director Marcus Follins, Kenneth Arnett, myself, Legal Dope Radio, a couple other people that all are part of Tied Up at Work. It's a classic movie that represents the town. You see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of people doing things on social media out here. The second weekend, this is the second weekend where we made the must-watch weekend movie review on Tubi. So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. Had a lot of fun. It was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hurdles. In the movie, you will see Chunky Phil, and you also see Slender Phil. So it's actually kind of funny a lot of the time and energy that we put in to actually make this happen. Yeah, man, if you got some time and want to watch a funny movie, Tied Up at Work on Tubi. Yeah, check us out. Check us out.
All right, y'all make sure y'all check out The Wise Man and his... This ain't your acting debut, is it?
No.
Okay, so he's been in other movies before, but this is...
Yeah. Dude, I've been doing stuff like this for years. Okay, so like when it comes to acting and different things like that, just sidebar. Like anything, when you get to a point to where it's too serious, it's no longer fun. That's why I keep things on the light end. I've done Chicago Med, Chicago PD, like extra work. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Some people take it a little too serious. And granted, I get that that's their craft. That's their goal. That's where they want to be. For me, I like to keep it lighthearted. Not to say that I wouldn't jump for the opportunity for it to be a serious meal ticket. But realistically, you know, I want the steady check and not the hopes and dreams of a promise, you know. But bro, like I've been the class clown for forever. So it's like acting ain't nothing to me, you know. It's no different. I could picture us, like if we were all in like 8th grade, I would intentionally sit near KG. This way when I do some bullshit, I could blame it on him. Because he's the kid that like wouldn't do nothing, but I would blame him and be like, that wasn't me. And then that face he making right now will make it even more believable to the teacher. Look at his face, bro. Like, who shot that spitball? Look at KG face. Like, he telling on himself. He looked like he like he telling on himself. So yeah, man, that's all. I just keep it fun, keep it funky, keep it moving.
All right. So more content for you good people to check out coming from the Hot Take crew. All right. So
let me ask you a question.
This thing on now.
Let me ask you a question. If we start Hot Take After Dark within the next 5 minutes of us doing this, you gonna do it with me?
Tonight, no. I'm tired. I am tired. I was falling asleep on the way home.
Wow.
I was falling asleep. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. I might have a trick or two up my pocket. We'll see.
Hey, you the wise man. I'm more than confident you got tricks up your sleeve. More than confident. But yeah, people. So that's a maybe for you. You might get Hot Take After Dark. Who knows? But I want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 171 of Hot Take Wrestling. Make sure y'all check out those pay-per-views. Friday is No Surrender TNA, and Saturday is AEW's Grand Slam, right, KG?
Yep.
All right. And of course, as you all know, we'll be back here Wednesday. Party starts at 8. We're gonna do our recap and we'll talk about those events. Till then, I'm Old Man Logan. This is Hot Take.
Busta Rhymes 2000.